Aria. Hornets protect their territory. Nymeria and I were minding our own business, which is to say wandering wherever we pleased, when the hornets took offence. They rose from their nest in a furious cloud, very certain we did not belong. I answered with my rapier. Steel is persuasive, even against creatures too stubborn to negotiate, though not before one of them managed to sting Nymeria. She tried to pretend it was nothing. I pretended to believe her. Then I carried her back to the keep anyway. Sam met us at the infirmary and saw to her properly, steady hands and calm voice and all the things I am not. By nightfall, Nymeria was resting, and I was reminded that even wolves sometimes need tending. Crowns and chains. Sansa was crowned in the kitchen, not the Great Hall, we're still working on that, but the half-rebuilt kitchen with soot on the rafters and flour on the tables. No crown either, just a quiet circle of northerners. She stood straight, spoke clearly, and somehow made the whole thing feel right. Not grand, not polished, but real. The sort of coronation the North would approve of. We celebrated that night on what rations we had: bread, ale, smoked meat, and the warm noise of people beginning to believe this place might live again. It wasn't much, but no one complained. The next evening we gathered there again. This time it was Sam's turn. Someone pointed out that a kingdom probably needs a maester, and Sam was the only man in the North who reads more books than Sansa. He gave a short speech, blushing halfway through it, about service and learning and doing his best for Winterfell. No chains from the Citadel, but none of us were waiting on Old Town's permission. Both nights ended the same way, not with ceremony, but with quiet. Some people read by the fire, others talked long past sunset. A few found small chores just to keep their hands busy. For many of us, it was the first real leisure since we'd arrived. No walls collapsing, no beasts attacking, just a warm room, tired friends, and the strange feeling that we might finally be settling in. Midsummer. As dusk settled soft and gold, we gathered south of the keep around a proper campfire, the sky clear enough to feel like a promise. We passed the evening with easy banter, carving frames from scrap wood and stretching paper tight, arguing over whose lantern would fly highest and whose would burn out first. I may have made certain mine was balanced for victory. One by one, we lit them and sent them drifting into the dark, each lantern carrying a quiet wish for Winterfell's future. For a long while, we just stood there, watching our hopes rise higher than the broken towers. It was the sort of night you do not forget, the kind that lingers in the bones, and the cheer it sparked stayed with us well beyond the embers. Rhys arrives. Our first recruit from the Greater Kingdom in the north came in the dark of early morning. A cook of 21, walking alone and unannounced through the gates. Before saying a word to anyone, Rhys took a quiet dip in the pond west of the keep, washing off the road as the sun rose. Then she stepped inside to meet her new comrades and set herself to work. Rickon eyed her with suspicion. I was intrigued. She looks near enough to human, but she is returned, one of the intelligent undead who once crossed south from the haunted forest. The idea unsettled some of us. Still, we were glad for the help. And the company. The kingdom in the north now gathers noble houses and the many factions who came from beyond the wall. If we must one day build bridges with White Walkers, then welcoming one undead woman into our halls feels like a practical beginning. The Crestal's Claw. Later that same day, a wandering Crestal slipped into the ramparts and struck first at Lady the Second. She met it head-on, brave as ever. Ghost lunged to her aid without hesitation and took the worst of its venom for his trouble, falling hard against the stones. Jon was there in a heartbeat, calling the beast's attention with his bastard sword flashing in the light. Sam stood with him, and for a moment they fought like brothers in black once more, steady, grim, and unyielding. The Crestel dropped where it stood, dead before it hit the ground, and was promptly hauled off to the kitchens. Waste nothing. The rest of the evening belonged to tending wounds. Sam and Hodor worked tirelessly over the direwolves, and Jon, who had taken the brunt of the creature's fury, defending them. By nightfall, the keep was quiet again, save for the low breathing of wolves who would live to hunt another day. Wren of the Ramparts. Some weeks ago, one small kitten had been born to Old Nan's formidable pair of forest cats. That evening, he was officially unleashed upon the keep. He was just large enough to roam without supervision, though still very much an absurd ball of fluff. All ears, oversized paws, and misplaced confidence. Old Nan watched him tumble across the stones, then declared his name would be Wren. Short, strong, and fitting for a creature who clearly intends to rule the ramparts one day. Otters and other boreal horrors. We learned quickly that otters are terrifying. From the ramparts we heard the sharp cries of marsh rodents carried all the way to the keep as the otters hunted along the reeds. The worst part is how playful they look while doing it, darting and rolling through the water as if it were a game. They are only one of many deceptively deadly creatures that call the North home. Swans glide serene across dark water. Moose move like ancient spirits through the trees. Porcupines bristle in the undergrowth. Black-pelted rabbits vanish into shadow. Lynxes watch from branches without a sound. The boreal wild is beautiful, and it does not forgive. Rebuilding continues. We fenced off part of the courtyard and drove the livestock inside. Autumn is stalking us already, and not all of them would survive a true northern winter. But for now, the air hung warm and heavy, almost stuffy against the stone. Sansa's research bench was finally completed. She was at it before dawn, hunched over her work without so much as a torch, as if sheer determination might produce light. Hodor went out late that morning to hunt dire boar for Bran's name day feast, eager to bring back something worthy of celebration. When they returned, Gilly handled the butchering with steady hands and practical confidence. By evening, the kitchens smelled of smoke and salt, the finest name day Bran has had since we were children. Looking back over these past days, the keep is no longer sinking into swamp and memory. Livestock roam where soldiers once stood. A late summer heat drove us laughing into the pond, shoulder to shoulder like ordinary people. The folk have begun to relax, lingering in conversation, making plans that stretch beyond tomorrow. We all know the warmth will not last, but when winter comes, it will find us ready.